Integration of all the three tags. Client to middleware, middleware to database, database to middleware to client. Submitted the tasks. Anyone? Now this setup itself will take time. Have you started using Mokaru data into your websites, your database? Here I got 6 submissions. Dheeraj. First of all, I should run the map. So I'm just running map. Then I have to install packages, download. This is okay. He sent me day6 dot SQL. That is database, right? So I'll come to map to PHP MyAdmin. In the meanwhile, I'll install the packages of server. So npm install. This will install the packages of server. Then I'll say cd line npm install. This will install the packages of React.js. Then I'll come to here. Here I'll say databases. I'll just say import. I have not selected any database. I'm directly now here it's showing localhost 888. I'll say import. I'll select his file. Choose file. You have exported the table or database. Table you have exported. Then I will see the code server.js. I should know the name of the database, right? I will search for okay. Dheeraj is the name of the database. So I am creating a new database named Dheeraj. Create. Database is created. Then in this database I am importing this file. This, no problem. Downloads server basics dot. Say yes. Now I am doing 3 things parallel. Table importing, server.js npm install, Node.js, React.js npm install. 3 things I am doing parallel. Then I have to change in my system because my system PHP MyAdmin is a 888. So Date name. I am changing it. So client is also still installing. I think this is Node.js is ready. Now I'll say npm. Here is also it is imported. Now our Node.js is running fine. Now our React.js it is not installed yet. Once it is installed, I will say npm install. Then all the three. Now database is ready. Apache is running. Database created. Table imported. Then this is connected. Is it connected or not? Connected to database. We connected it. That's why we are getting all the data. This is the time taking activity. React.js. Okay. Then I will say npm. It's saying already React.js project is running in my system. It is saying already on React.js is running. So, I've stopped that. And I'm sure. Now we have successfully connected to database and getting the data and populating. Today I wanted to improvise it a bit further. So research and development. Excellent here. Bootstrap support. This is what actually like. You may see it is a normal table only. We have worked on table almost 2 months back. But that tables, this tables, huge difference is there. What is the difference? It's not only using Bootstrap, that is just displaying the tables. It's professional, not only that. Behind the scenes, we are sending the request to middleware. Middleware is communicating to database. This is full-fledged application with live database. Database, middleware, and client. Click on all data. I'll get it. That's what we have worked on so many concepts. Table is a separate concept. Forms is a separate concept. Database is a separate concept. Bootstrap is a separate concept. Navigation is a separate concept. Everything is separate. Now we are actually mixing everything now, creating a beautiful output. Good. Okay, now what I want is I want data based on the country. That means if I select Russia, I want Russia data. China, China data. India, India data. And I want data based on department. If I select the HR department, HR department data. Like that I want it. That we will try to do it today. Okay. How much time it took? Hmm. 4 or 2 hours? 3 hours? Without use state, you cannot do this again. Use state is important, fetch is important, async await is important, method options, request options is important, middleware is important, database is important, so many things. In the TR, you should have TD again. No? Uh, Naturally, because table is expecting TRs, not divs. TR should have, table should hold TR. TR should hold TD or TH. TD or TH can have div. Uh, uh, uh. What total? Naturally, it won't work now because that means in table you are creating so many divs, which is not right. In table you have to create so many TRs. You should not create so many divs. That's why it is not working. What a point. The structure. Structure. What is our table structure? First TR. First table should be there. Table should be there. Then T head or T body should be there. Then TR should be there. Then TD should be there. Now these two comes from array.map. Yes or no? So this will be repetitive 10 times, 20 times, 100 times like that. But if you put this in div is coming 100 times. Table body should have TR, not div. That's why it is not. Got it? Let us go to our previous task. Okay. You don't need to map columns now. You have to create at the top the table structure. Table like common is fixed, column is fixed for all. All those columns you have to write at the top. Only row part we have to repeat it. It's like loop. Only row part will be looping it through map. Columns is not dynamic. The column is same for all. No need to put into them. You want only one table fixed, and in the table around 7 columns. That is also fixed. But what is changing? Data is changing. That is there in array. So you put array dot map. Then like that we have. You? Uh, Actually, if you show wrong, if you show wrong only. That's what you have to write properly. Not only tables. Anything you write wrong, it shows wrong only. See, we are populating the table dynamically. Earlier, we have created the fixed table, static table. Now you are creating the table dynamically because you don't know how many rows are there. That's why rows should be dynamic according to array. Rows should, now what I want employees from Russia. I don't know how many employees are there. So I'll be sending a request to the server. Server will be giving us an array. If array has 100 elements, 100 rows I'll create it. If array has 200, 200. If array has 5, 5 only will populate. So only rows we want it to be repetitive. That's why we put it in the map. Okay? Good work, man. Now let us open our work. We have worked on what is data integration, right? Now, basically, what I wanted to do, I wanted to get the data depending upon the data I want. Depending upon the data I want. So I will be able to select which department, which country, which gender I should be able to populate. Let me run it. So here also I have to now I have to run this. And say npm Node.js is started running. Then I'll say ed, and I'll say npm start. So React.js also started running. Already Apache is running, so it should work now. Okay, we are saying get users. Uh, Everything we are getting. Users from training department we will be getting that. Then we got the whole data. If I click on from training department, we get from there. Let me check whether we are getting from there also. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to select the country, select the department, select the gender. That data I want. Right now I'm just directly clicking it, everything I am getting it. But I don't want. I wanted to give the option to the user. What data you wanted. He can choose his favorite, his required country, required department, his required gender. We should be able to show that. That we wanted to do it. Why it happens to your batch only? Now what I'll do, first of all, let me create a form first. What I'll do, I wanted to put it everything into a component. So I'm creating a folder in client called components, and I am creating a component called data form.js. Some component I am creating it as a RFC. And now what actually I wanted to create? I wanted to create a form which has a choose country. country select should be shown. Then department, it should show department, and I want gender, it should show gender. Then if I say get data, I should get that I wanted. Now what I will, first of all I need a form. So inside this I am creating a form. Inside this form I am creating a div. Then label, say country, and here I choose the select, and then say option India, share, something like that. Country. Some dummy values will be shown. Then I want department also. I have already worked on forms multiple times, so I'm doing it. So I want department, I want gender, and I want button. The type button. Then, I'll say country as selecting it. Then department. Then I'll say human resource, legal, and gender. I've created this, and now I wanted to add it in app.js. So in app.js, what I will create the data. I haven't done any beautification yet. Now I don't need these buttons now. Basically, I don't get users and these things I don't want it, so I just comment. So now if I see form is there, country, department, and gender. Get it. I haven't done any beautification. I wanted to little beautification. So what I will do here, I'm going to CSS. I'll say form, background color, and it might have given it. Now it shows like this. Now I don't want full, so naturally I'll say display inline lock, so I can control width and height. It's a width 400 pixels, or I can give auto. Auto means according to the width it should take. According to the width it is taking. Now I want some spacing between these things, the starting positions, margins, and all the things I wanted. So I'll say form and form child div. If I want, I can use SAS also. And I'll say margin 10 pixel. I've given it, and then I'll say form label with the 100 pixel. I have given. Now it should show properly. Now I will give bit 400 I have given. Now to give alignment also. Text align. Starting position will be same. Why it is not coming? For label, it is inline, so width and height is not applicable. So display line block. Yes, you are right. Hmm. This is showing it is working. I have given left and right. Text align left. Why is it taking like this? Huh? No, at least this should be populated on the left hand side. We have given fixed width. Mhm. Is checking fixed width. Okay. Left align is also it is checking. But the starting positions are not same. Why? I think we have to give fixed width to diva. All these things should be started at the same point. It is not starting because of this. This is a much bigger actually. That's why it is happening like that. So as you said, what I do, I say select width 100 pixels. I'm giving pixel width. I'm giving. No, it is 200 will be maybe a bit heavy. Yeah. No, I don't need this. Perfect. Now, what I wanted to choose the country. I wanted to choose the department. I wanted to choose the gender. The effective economic data I wanted. First of all, I wanted to show countries from database. Here I have given Russia, Israel. I don't know Israel users are there or not. So wherever the users of countries are there, that countries list I want. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to send a request from client to get the countries list. Then that countries list I wanted to display. I wanted to create a API endpoint for departments. I want to get an API endpoint for genders. Distinct that we wanted to use it. So I'm coming to server.js. So we have created users from training, get users. Now I wanted to create one more API endpoint. The app dot get. Everything is get. We are starting. We are working with get initial, and I'll say dash countries list. Then request response. Then what should be the query? Connection dot query. I have to write the query here. I can write the query here. What I will do, I'll create a string here. To create a string, let query is equal to, I'll write it. Select the string country from users. That means we'll be getting only countries list. Distinct we have worked at non-repetitive. So first of all, I'll get only country. If I use distinct non-repetitive, I'll be getting it from users table. Then what I'll do, I'll give that query here. Query. Why I am writing like this? If the query is much bigger, also no problem. Okay. Then callback function. Error if there is any. Then results. Then here what I will do, whether it is error or result, I wanted to set it. So if there is any error, I wanted to send response.json error. We don't send error to the user normally, but here I wanted to check it. But normally what we do, if there is any error, we'll say something is wrong, that we'll check. And I'll say else response.json result. So this API endpoint is ready. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to call this whenever the component loads. Can we detect component loads? How? Remember use effect? Whenever the component, we can detect the component load using use effect. Now, whenever the component loads, I wanted to send the request, get the data, and I wanted to populate it. So I'll come to this data form.js, and here I am going to create a function. Let get countries equal to a string. I'm creating a function. I don't want it to call it on click of the button. I wanted to call it on load it. I'll say let request options is equal to method get. Then say let JSO data equal to rate fetch HTTP :/ localhost 2233 / what is the API endpoint URL countries list. Countries list. We'll be getting the JSO data. Then let the JSON data. JSON data. JSO data is equal to await JSON data dot JSON. Then I'll say console log JSON data. We'll be getting server data. Now I wanted to call this whenever the application this component loads, that can be detected using use effect. So I'll say I'm importing use effect. Then what I'll do, I'll say use effect. Most of the things we have already used earlier, sir. Now I will call this get countries list here. So whenever the component loads, I should get the countries list. Now let us try. Now, if no mistakes has been done, it will work. Otherwise, may not. Let us see. Refreshing it. So countries list not found. Why? Yeah, created now. You have to restart the server. This is one of the biggest headaches. There is a solution for that also. We'll be working on that. I'm just stopping the server, restarting the server. After restarting only, the changes will be taken into effect. Now I'll just refresh it again. 124. We have 1,000 records. The 1,000 record belongs to 124 countries. I have given distinct. That's why non-repetitive we are getting it. Non-repetitive, we are getting it. Now we are getting this 124 list. Russia, Japan, Palestine, Israel, Nigeria, like that I am getting it, but I don't want like that. I want it in a proper order. How do I do that? Order ascending, that's it. Select distinct country from users. Order by ascending. Now, alphabetical order, I should get it. Now, I'll refresh it again. Let us see. 124. Why it is not reflecting? We have to restart the server. Is there any solution for that? Stop restarting every time. We have an error in SQL syntax. We are sending the error, right? That error we got it. They are saying error in SQL syntax. You have an error in SQL syntax. What is wrong? Order by country. Column name also we have to give. Oh, again we have to start. This is the reason we are sending errors. If there is any error, we will come to know here. Perfect. Afghanistan, most peaceful country. Afghanistan, Albania, Argentina, Armenia, everything we are getting it. Now I want this list to be shown here. This list to be shown here. How do I do that? Perfect map. So I'll come here. First of all, I will create a state variable, use state. Then I'll say let countries list, comma, set countries list equal to use state and empty array initial. Then once we connect to the service and get the data, that we'll assign to this countries list. Countries list. Say JSO data. State variable. Whenever state variable changes, that component repopulates. Now here country, I am just using option like this, but now instead of this, what I will do, first of all, I have to read it. I am getting only array of object. That object has country key and the value. So what I will do here, I will just remove these things and say brackets countries list this dot map. Then I am creating a callback function here. I'll be getting the object. Country object I am getting it. Then here what I will do here, I'll say return option country object. What is the key? Country. Understanding what I am doing? Now I'll come here. I'll just refresh it. Now let us see what happens. Perfect. Now see. This list is coming from where? Database. 124. Okay, countries list we got it. Next, department. Now for that also I have to do something similar. I am coming here. I wanted to create an API endpoint for getting the department. Got to get departments list. Then arrow function, callback function. First response. Then let query equal to select uh, departments. Ours is 2211, right? Department. So select department from users. Now I'll say distinct. That means what? Non-repetitive. Then I'll say connection dot query. Really no need to write so many things. I can create a function. There you pass the SQL query. That SQL query you pass to this connection dot query that gets the data. You return the data. Understanding? I am writing it again and again and again so you can understand. See, for every API endpoint, I am writing connection dot query. No need actually. You just create a function. You pass the query as the parameter. It executes it and gives the data. Only one time is sufficient. But I want you to learn it. That's why I'm writing again. I'll say query. I am writing. I am giving. Then error if there is any results. Where it is callback function. Then I'll say if error is there, we are sending response.json error. Normally we do, as I said, normally we don't send error to the user. We simply say something is wrong. That's it. But here now I wanted to know where is the problem. That's why I'm sending. So I'll say else response.json. What I have to return? Now this is also ready. Then departments list slash add here. Departments list. Now I'm coming here. Now again I am creating one more state variable. Let departments list. Set department equal to use empty array. Then I haven't created any function for getting the departments list. So I'll say let get the departments list equal to let request options JSON data fetch column double slash local host column double slash departments list. Then request options. Request options is very important because we have to tell what kind of request we are saying. You say get request. Then I say let JS of data is equal to a fetch JSON data dot JSO data is ready. Exit console log JSO data. But actually, what I want to store it into state variable. And say set the departments list and say JSO. Then we'll be getting that JSO data, and I wanted to call this. Then I wanted to call this on user bit. So whenever the component loads, um, I'm actually sending two requests at the same time. Then once I get the departments list, I'm assigning it to state variable. So here again the same thing. Departments list. Yeah, that function. I'll get the department object. Here I will say return option department object. So this also should be populated if everything is fine. Now we have done the changes. Will it work or it won't work? Server has to be restarted. So I am stopping it again, starting it. Okay. Then I am coming here and say refresh. Let us see. We are getting the countries list. We are getting departments. If I remove distinct, what happens? Repetitive, I will be getting. Business development, we may get so many. Accounting, we may get so many. Okay, country is there, department is there. Gender, do we really need for gender? We need, because there are so many types of genders. We poor Indians know only two or maximum three. But there are so many types of genders also which we have to use it here. So I'm coming here. We have already done multiple times, so I'll just copy paste them. Vendors list. Select the vendor, select distinct vendor from users. Then we are sending it to here. This part is done. Now I'm making sure stopping it and restarting it. Otherwise, it won't take it. Then I'm coming here, data form. Here I have to create one more state variable. Let vendors list also Then I wanted to get the data. So I just copy this. I am not writing optimized code. Okay, anyway, and everything is sending the request and getting the data. I can create functions with parameters and I can handle with one thing, but I'm not writing complicated. So it's a get gender, then here, gender, then here, gender, then here, here also I'll write here, gender, gender object, gender object. Now I have to call this connecting to the gender. And one more here in contest list we are not passing. So how come it is working? Default it takes as get. Perfect. Now I'll refresh it. So entries, uh, departments, and genders. But it's not what do you say? Organized. Organized in the sense proper order. Only countries we are getting order. Remaining we are not getting order. So can we change that? Some orders. Order by gender. Here also. Order by department. Understanding the importance of SQL queries now. Now I have done some changes. I am restarting it. I am refreshing it. Everything is coming in alphabetical order. Accounting, business development, engineering. Now what I wanted to do, if I click on this get data, depending upon what I select, that I wanted to send it. Got a point? Little masala is there in it. Little masala is there. Now, how do I do that first of all? Now I want from Afghanistan. I have to write query Afghanistan. If I want Russia, I have to write Russia. So 124 countries are there. Do I need to write 124 queries? How do you do that? Here in Node.js, particularly in Express.js, we have a concept called params and query strings. What? Params and query strings. We have a concept called params and query strings. Using these params and query strings, we can create a flexible API endpoint. We can create flexible API endpoint. We can create. What exactly this params and query strings? Let us see. What I will do. First, I will use something called query strings. I will use something called query strings. I can use query strings or I can use params. Anything I can use. I use a query strings now. What I will do, I am creating one more API endpoint. We have created three today: countries list, departments list, data genders list. Now I am creating one more dot get dot get. And say simply I am creating get data. That's it. Get data is the API endpoint. It's a request response. It's creating like this. Now I'll say response.json sending some dummy data. Sending some dummy data. I'm doing it. Okay. Now I will call it on click of this button. On click of the button, I want to call this get data. So I am coming to data form. This I am creating. Let get data on selection. That means depending upon user selection, I wanted to get the data. And I'll say again, let request options equal to method get. Then I select JSON data is equal to await which p colon double slash no converse colon double to double slash get data. Then say request option. I'm just going to modify the code option. Then what I will do, I simply say let JSO data equal to await which JSON data dot JSON. Then I will say console log JSON data. And I wanted to call this on click of the button. So I'll say get data on selection. I'm coming at the bottom. I'll say on click. I'm creating another function. And I'm just calling it. I'll just get some response saying get some dummy data. Now I have to restart it, right? Okay. Now what I will do, I am clicking on get data, error name, not resolved. That means something is wrong. Get data on selection, get data. What I have what was spelling wrong? What is happening actually? Given user effect. Uh, why it will generate like that? User effect should be called only once normally. Uh-huh. Array we have to use like this, empty array. Called as dependence. Very simple thing, but it hits performance a lot because it's keep on sending the requests. Okay. Now, if I click on get data, sending some dummy data, which is perfect. We get the request and response. Now, what I wanted to do, I wanted to send what is the country selected by the user, what is the department selected by the user, what is the selected by the user to the middleware. To the middleware. Now we can send it through URL. We can send it through URL. Now just to see here, I am coming to google.com. I just search for Vande. I am just searching for Vande Bharat Express. Okay. Now I will copy this URL and I will paste it here. Let us see what happens. Now this is the URL of the Gmail that Google are able to see in the URL itself. Vande Bharat Express is sending whatever I am searching. They are sending what I am searching through URL to the server. These are called query strings. Query strings are nothing but variable and the value. That's it. Q is the variable name. Vande Bharat Express is the value. Source is the variable name. HP is the value. Separated with ampersand. Understanding what I am saying? So if I send like this, server can receive it. Server can receive it. Now what I will do? I am just uncommenting this. Whenever I click on the button, I am sending it right. Get data on selection. I am sending the request. Now, what user has selected, I wanted to send it to the server through URL. First of all, to send it, I have to collect it. To collect it, I need ref. So what I will do? First of all, I'll create ref. Use ref. I'm creating it. Then I'll create three refs. Select the country ref equal to user ref. Then department ref equal to user ref. Then gender ref equal to user ref. Well, I'm collecting it. So These refs I will be assigning it to this. Or this gender ref, I am saying ref is equal to gender ref. Then department ref is equal to department. Then country ref is equal to country. Okay, I have created refs, assigned refs. Now I can get its values. On click of get data on selection, what I will do is say console log the country ref dot current dot value. Then department ref dot current dot value. Then gender ref dot current dot value. So now if I click on the button, Afghanistan is selected, accounting is selected, agenda is selected. Now I'll change this to Russia. Russia department research and development gender male. We are getting what we are selecting. Now I wanted to send this to the server through URL. We call test query strings. How do we do that? Now here this is the URL, right? This is the URL, right? I will change this a bit. I'll change this to backticks. Remember backticks? Backtick. So now this is the URL from here to here. Now I wanted to pass a query strings. Query string starts with question mark. From here to here, it is URL. After query string, after question mark will be query strings. What I will do, I will say country is equal to, say dollar country ref dot current dot value. If I want, I can store it into a variable and I can send out. Okay, I create a variable. I'll say let selected country. I'm creating a variable and storing this. Then selected department. Department dot current dot value. Selected gender gender of dot current dot value. Now I will give this selected country. Now see, country is the name of the variable. This is the value. I am sending through URL. Now next variable I want separator is end symbol. Then department is equal to, then again dollar or brackets selected department. Okay. Then again separator and gender is equal to selected dollar. Understanding what I am doing? Now what I will do, I simply say let URL with QS. QS means query strings. What we are called as query strings. I'll say I will store this in a variable. Store this in a variable. That variable will pass it as a parameter. Understanding what I'm doing? I'm just storing everything into a string. That string I'm passing it here. Why I'm doing like this? I can print that. What is generated? URL with query string. Remember here, after URL and before query string starts, we should have create question mark. That's what I have done here. From here to here, it is URL. From here to here, it is query strings. Query strings means variable and values. Again, after each and variable and its value, we need a separator called end. I have given it. Now let us see what happens. If I click on this get data, we are printing get data and selection. We are printing this console log. Which is not coming. Let us time out. Now I am just selecting some country, some department, some gender, and say get data. Are you able to see here? Like this. We are generating the URL. Are you able to see it here? Localhost 2233 get data question mark country is equal to Argentina and department is equal to human resources and gender is equal to female. We are sending what we are selecting through query strings. We are sending from here, there we can receive it. In Node.js we can receive it using query. Now how? We are sending through request, right? Yes or no? In Node.js, what I will do, here we are sending from request. Here our request should have that. Now what I will do, I will simply say console log request dot query. I am just typing. Now let us see what happens. Now I am okay. I have done the changes, but I have to restart. Stopping it. This is really annoying. Restarting will give a solution for that. Now I am saying get data. We are sending the request, and here in our Node.js are able to see country Argentina, department human resources, gender female. We are receiving it. There we are sending through query strings. Query strings are nothing but sending variable and its values through URL. And here we are receiving. I just said request dot query. Request dot query. Now based on this, I will populate the query now. What I will do, I'll say let query is equal to, I'll say select from users where country is equal to dollar brackets request dot query dot country. First condition and department department is equal to dollar or brackets request dot query dot department and not end gender equal to dollar request dot query dot. I have generated the query. Then I'll say connection dot query. I'm giving the query. Then callback function. Error if there is any, then results. Then what I will do here, I will write if there is any error, I will give response dot JSON error, error else response dot JSON. Understand? Now, if I run this, it will work or it won't work. So log query. I am just printing the query. What is generating? I have done the changes. What I have to do? Restart. Restarting it. So now I'll just say get data. Now the query is generated. Is giving error. Okay, I think it is not running actually. You can start. Now I'm sending the request. Sending some dummy data. Sending some dummy data is coming still because this is not deleted. I deleted it. Again we have to restart it. It's showing error actually. Anyway, now I'll just say get data. Error parser error. You have an error in SQL syntax. What is the error? Select from users where country is equal to Argentina and department is equal to female. What is the error? Perfect. Within quotes we have to give. Country is equal to Argentina. Within single quotes it should be there. We haven't given it. So what I will do while generating the query, I will put it in single quotes. Here, here, and here. If it is numbers, not required, but all are strings only. That's fine. I'm just giving quotes. Again, I have done changes. I have to restart it. Then let us see now. If I say select get data, length 0, nothing is there. That means something is wrong. What is the gender it is generated? What is the query? Select star from users where country is equal to Argentina, department is equal to human resources. Okay. Let me try this in our database. This is the query generated, right? Nothing is returning. Now I'll just copy this. Let us see whether any data is there with that combination. I'm coming to edit. I'll just paste it. No data is there with that. That's why nothing is coming. Then what I'll do, I'll select Russia. Then I'll say get data. We got some. Only one is there. Now I'll select accounting and mail. Get data. So now you can populate this in table. A bit improvised version than yesterday. Yesterday, just click the button, get all users, everything we are getting it. Or department you are getting it. Now today we have created flexible API endpoint. Depending upon what you send, it is creating query based on what you are sending, then returning the data. Got a point? Bit improvised now. Now I want you to improvise like this. You just create the form, select what you want, click the button. If you want, you can write it here. Uh, if you select Russia, all Russia should come. Here no selection is there, for example. No selection is there, or you select all. I'm giving these options. You can give all, you can give all here. If all is selected in department and gender, that means from Russia, any department, any gender should come. Little masala I'm adding it. Just write. There you have to write the equals condition. You'll be selecting department all, gender all. Then if it is department all, don't add department condition there in the query. Gender all, don't add gender condition in the query. Then you will be getting it. Got a point. Understood what is query strings? I have covered query strings. We have something called params also. That we will be covering in our next. Okay. Again, I am telling you what you are learning, what you are doing is very, very, very important. We are almost whatever we have learned, all the knowledge we are using. JSXML we are using, CSS we are using, use state, use effect, arrays, server communication, Node.js, database, so many big concepts here. Let me create. Today we have worked on understood what is URL query string. See, because we have huge amount of data, that's why we are able to work on these things. If we don't have huge amount of data, we cannot. That's why I have just created dummy data there. We take attendance. Current slide. Then Basha, Rishabh, Wendy, Viren, Rao. You have started by 20. Even if you find it difficult, still don't worry. You just practice it multiple times. You'll automatically get it. The core point is what to write where. Whether you have to write it in Node.js or middleware, or like Node.js or client or database. That understanding you will be getting into that. Any questions anyone has? Okay, guys, back up. Thanks everyone. And tomorrow is holiday on occasion of Shiva, public holiday. Again, day after tomorrow, we'll catch. Back up.